Hello, welcome to Travel Talk Tuesday with Lainey Melnick and Charlie the Traveler.
Hello.
Hi, today we're going to be talking about the United Arab Emirates. So there is a lot to talk about, and it's an interesting area that not a lot of people know about. So I thought this would be a great option for us for today's show. We are doing giveaways, so I've changed my giveaway. This week, we are giving away a Norwegian cruise. So go ahead and hit the QR code up in the corner and subscribe to our contest, our quarterly contest, and that way you can win a Norwegian cruise. Hopefully, not everybody will win one. And
I
also,
haven't won yet.
yeah, I know, right? Also, do a hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday in your comments, and we will be giving away $50 credits towards a future Charlie the Traveler tour that you book with me or my agency. So please go ahead and comment, give us questions. We have Evelyn and Alex working behind the scenes who are going to help us with our comments. And now, let's get started.
I'm so good at this movie.
I used to be in radio. What can I say? So I have read that the best times to go to the UAE is November to March. Would you agree with that?
November through April.
April.
hmm
Okay, sounds good. And October is kind of shoulder season.
Shoulder season, yeah. It could
Yeah.
it could be a little bit hot still.
So it does get up to like 115 degrees in the summer. Is that about right?
Yeah, when I was there last in the summertime, these same glasses that you're seeing right here, I'm not kidding. So I went from inside the airport to outside, and
Mm,
the whole thing just fogged up, and I could not see. It was
yeah.
that strong. Yeah. So you basically want to go during their winter season, November through April, just because people want to avoid the heat. It's the same sort of concept why people go to Southern Africa during their winter, or you go
Mm.
to India during their winter, because it's just kind of like hotter and hottest type of thing. So,
Right.
um, yeah, their winters is like our ideal summer, basically.
So, the people who I've sent to the United Arab Emirates previously, I usually send to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Um, you have a tour that does the United Arab Emirates. Where does it go?
You're based the whole time in Dubai, and from there you make daily excursions.
Mm,
Sometimes within the city, obviously, because you want to cover Dubai. It's the greatest like showcase they got. But
right.
there's also some things a little bit further out, like the dune bashing. You
Mm,
go with the belly dancing show at the end of that night, with like dinner in the desert type of thing. There's a day trip that we make to Abu Dhabi, the capital. Um, and then we kind of go on a helicopter ride, these sort of things. But Dubai itself is definitely the whole heart and pulse of the country.
And I wanted to just say a word. I'm Jewish, and I am always cautious about going to Arab countries. Um, since they've signed the Abraham Accords in 2020, they have normalized relations with Israel, and the Jewish community is thriving in the UAE. And there are synagogues, there's a Jewish community, there's kosher food. I would say that as a Jewish person, I would feel very safe there. And women are also very safe in this area. It's best to be modest and not to show your knees and your shoulders. Dress conservatively in public areas. And with swimsuits, they no topless. You have to have a swimsuit on. But they have pink taxis, which mean that it's driven by a woman, so you can feel safer if you go to a pink taxi. In public transportation, they have women's only sections, so that might make you feel a little safer. And it's the same cautions as traveling anywhere in the world. You follow their cultural standards and just be cautious, and you're good. So and lots of solo females go to the UAE.
Oh yeah, they love it. They love the shopping, among other things. But
Yeah, that mall.
shopping, yeah, and there's many of them. So I remember the first time I went to Dubai, and I had not been six for about 17 years. And when I had returned, my gosh, how much that city had changed fundamentally.
Mm,
So when they first like started off, the city had an identity crisis. That's really just the easiest way to describe the thing. It didn't really have a soul to it.
mm,
It didn't have a downtown. So it was just these random expensive buildings just kind of dotted, spread out with no real flow at all to
hmm.
the city. And I'll be honest, the first time I went over there, I just said, like, I don't know if this is supposed to be some like prestigious Las Vegas or Disneyland or what, and that was that identity crisis. And then their leaders said, no, we're not going to just let this thing go whatever direction. We want this to be a place of prestige.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, the hotels over there, the shops there, the restaurant, everything there is as prestigious as you could see anywhere on this planet. I mean, they are the gold standard for that.
Yeah. I mean, and they're just over the top luxury. You can ski indoors. You can. I mean, they're the tall. I think it's the tallest building in the world. Correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Arad, yeah, that one is a big one.
Yeah.
The Burj Khalifa, Burj
Burj
Khalifa.
Khalifa. That's right.
Yes, and
Yes.
that's actually where they made the center because they had no center, so they made the actual center, like the main square of the city, right there by the Burj Al Khalifa. Yep.
Yeah, and they're creating or they're creating a rotating skyscraper, which is in the works. And then what was the other thing I read about that? Oh, they have the first 3D printed building that was built in like 17 days or something.
Yeah, they set the standard, and other places in the region are very much just trying to catch up. Qatar and all these other places, even Saudi Arabia. They're just because
Hmm.
they've all been to Dubai. They see what it's like, and
Hmm.
they want it. They say,
And
well, we're the neighbor. They can do it. Why can't we? Type of thing.
And the interesting thing, especially now where we have many people looking for a place to go for expats, there are 200 nationalities that live in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, people from all countries around the world who just really want to be in that luxurious desert.
Yeah, there's one little disadvantage that we get as Americans that the rest of the world doesn't.
Mm,
So when others are nomadic capitalists, they have their own online business or something. The Canadians, Brits, and so forth, when they relocate to Dubai,
hmm.
they just pay 5% taxes and they don't have to pay anything to their countries as long as they don't return for more than 30 days. We Americans get taxed on our passport and not on where
Mm.
we reside. So the US government says, you're having fun in Dubai, that's great. Send us all the money. Um,
Ah,
Ethiopia and America
hmm.
are the only two countries in the world to do that. So
Huh.
yeah,
That's interesting because, yeah, UAE doesn't have taxes. So that's very interesting.
they just put a
Mm.
5%. They used to have none. They just
Oh.
put it on business owners now, 5%.
Mm.
Workers, employees still have no taxes on income.
I
So
see.
that's where
Interesting.
they're at. Yeah. Mm.
And well, because there's so many nationalities, it's just really easy to get great food and to see amazing cultural celebrations from different religions and different nationalities. It's very tolerant there.
And I think the best way to start it is when you first get to Dubai after you got into your hotel and everything else. You basically go on like a traditional boat cruise, and it's
Mm.
inside the marina there, and you're going to see just all the buildings lit up really nicely. And there's dinner, there's music, there's all this kind of stuff. So it's a great first impression
Mm.
of starting your trip in Dubai in
And
the US.
it's a long trip. So as always, when you're going to go on a long trip, a long airline trip to another country, you're going to be tired when you get there. Most of those planes land after overnight, so you get there in the morning and you just take it easy and rest until the great boat cruise.
Well, one lucky thing you get though is if you're flying on their airlines, I think that is the best airlines on the planet.
Hmm.
Emirates.
Yeah.
They're the just like the country. The airlines itself is the most prestigious airlines I've ever seen. I mean, they got that whole upstairs there where you can take showers and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, they got a bar up there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
love the private bedrooms too. Like you can have your own bedroom. I mean, yeah, I don't have that kind of money, but my clients would love it.
yeah, I haven't seen that kind of stuff on like Southwest and like American Airlines. So
No. No, yeah, Emirates Air is fabulous. So is Qatar Air. I mean, they're probably two of my favorite airlines.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're definitely doing something right. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, the first day you get there, you're just kind of adjusting the time difference. If you got the energy, do that boat cruise. Um, it's just like a nice way to start it off.
And the thing that I think is interesting too, the coffee is fabulous, and they serve dates with your coffee, which is a little different than what we would get here. Or, it's not a British thing. You're not getting scones and tea.
I pigged out on their dates. Oh my gosh, I ate so many of those. I I never had so many dates in my life.
And we're not talking about women. Anyway, so tell me about your tour. How do you, after the cruise, what do you do?
On the second day, what we start off with is like a helicopter ride
Uh-huh.
over the city and all over the palm. You know, the one that just looks like an actual palm. And that is amazing because they've built homes and hotels there, and just the formation of the water and everything there is really nice.
So you're talking about the Palm Jumeirah, which is the a man-made island.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's all
Hmm.
man-made.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, a part of what you see on that helicopter ride, we recommend that people do it right in the morning because as the day goes by, you're going to get more fog.
Mm.
So the earlier, the clearer you're going to see it typically. And then after that, I recommend that we head to the desert. And that's where you get that dune bashing experience.
So when you say dune bashing, can you explain how that's different from just taking like a dune buggy ride?
It's basically you're getting inside there with a 4x4 and you're going through the different, but you're also going like sandboarding. There's like quad riding in
Mm.
there. So it's not only the vehicle, you're doing activities when you're actually in there. You're
Mm.
doing camel riding as well, you know, so you've got all those different activities. And then after you're all tired with that and you're exhausted from all these activities, then you watch the belly dancing show, and that's in the evening. And when you watch the show, you're provided with like dinner as well, with tea and all of that. And it does include dates, in case you're wondering.
So I'm wondering about the belly dancing because, they're very modest and they don't want you to show your shoulders and your knees, but they're showing your bellies.
I don't want to show you my belly, to be honest, because I had way too much to eat these last couple of months. Um, Now, the belly dancing predates their religion,
Hmm.
and the belly dancing comes from Egypt specifically. And when religion came in and everything else, of course, there's people that were questioning it and challenging and all that, but like that was set in stone
Hmm.
before anything else. So it was just like, you know what, this is a part of our tradition, this is a part of our culture. um, so no, they do it. uh,
Interesting.
yeah, even to be honest, even in Dubai is one of the most liberal Muslim cities I've been to. But in so many of the Muslim countries I visited, people would imagine that everybody's dressed very conservatively. I've been to so many of them, and the girls are dressing just like you'd find in Europe. I mean, they're dressing very like um, attractive and that sort of thing. I've seen that in Turkey. I've seen it in Tunisia. I've seen it in Morocco. They're watching the same YouTube shows as the rest of us, and they like wearing the same stuff.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that in Istanbul too when I was there. But the Muslim laws or the Islam laws still is the law of the land, and so there are regulations that you have to follow when you're like about things that can do in public and can't do in public. It's a good idea to read up on the law before you go so you don't get yourself in trouble there.
And remember, the United Arab Emirates, there's 7 emirates. Dubai is one of the 7, right? Like there's 7 states or 50 states in the United States. All the laws in each state are not the same. So some of them are relatively liberal, like you'd find in Dubai. Other states are much more conservative, where you can't go to the beach in a bikini. In Dubai, you can.
And drinking in public or
Yeah.
things like that. But do you know how they are with homosexuality? Is there a law against that?
To be honest with you, the law with homosexuality, I don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't make it super obvious, but it's a place of vacation and business and stuff like that. So with people there everywhere, our customers have never had any problems with it, and we've had homosexual customers on our tour there before, and there's no negative feedback. But in terms of actual laws, no, I'm not sure what they are.
Okay, sounds good. All
Yeah,
right, so
public display of affection would probably be discouraged, but I mean that's probably as far as it goes.
I would say that for any like straight couples as well. Like I wouldn't show public displays of affection there. It just seems like you want to be modest, whatever you're doing. That's all. Conservative.
There you go. There you go. So remember, Dubai is one. So you got some other Emirates or other states as well. Abu Dhabi, the capital, is in a different state. Abu Dhabi is good as a day trip on the 3rd day of your time in the United Arab Emirates to make a day trip there from Dubai. It's only an hour away. And they've got this really like glamorous presidential palace over there. And they've got this grand mosque that are really nice to see. So there's 2 or 3 things that are really worth visiting over there. And then the idea is to head back to Dubai and go on a hot air balloon ride. And that's a whole different experience. That's really nice. And do some more sightseeing. Yeah. That's like.
So is it over the desert, like a sunset ride?
No, it's over the city again, but it's a different angle and experience from the flight seeing tour.
Yeah, I actually have never done a hot air balloon. Have you
Really?
done one? Yeah,
Many,
I'm sure
many.
you've done many.
Cappadocia,
Yeah.
in Turkey, in Laos and Egypt. I've done a bunch of them. They're really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I think it would be really cool, but I would be really afraid I'd fall out.
Yeah.
There's no seatbelts.
Yeah, my brother freaked out on that, and he was with my dad, and he's never want to go again. And, it's for me, it's very relaxing because it goes up very slowly and it comes down very slowly. So it's not like a roller coaster ride or something. So, but I understand just seeing it from so high above, you could. Yeah,
And I'm not afraid of heights. I climbed the Sydney Bridge in Australia. Have you ever done that? You climbed the rail all the way? Yeah.
You're just afraid of dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, so after the hot air balloon, what do you do?
On the 4th day, it's all about exploring the city at that point, right? So there's like different souks. There's 5 of them that I really recommend. There's like the gold souk. There's a perfume souk, the spice souk, the Burj Dubai souk, and then there's the souk Madinat. Those are the 5 big. There's a bunch of like smaller ones, but like if you're gonna do it, hit the main ones. Hit the ones that like.
So you're talking about shopping, basically, right?
Yeah, but these souks or bazaars or or open markets. Their experience, so
Yeah.
they're in these type of settings where you're gonna see people and just so it's more than just shopping for the sake of shopping. Even if you don't want to buy anything, just to kind of see that type of atmosphere, it's something you're going to remember.
And while we're talking about that, what about currency? Do they take US dollars?
Everybody takes credit cards, so you just pay with your credit card for everything. That's what I recommend. I mean, it's good to have some side change when you want to tip people. So you want to that's what I usually do. Just pull money from an ATM machine.
Yes, that's what I do too.
And then when you're at the airport still, where they exchange the money, I just ask them to break the big bills for small bills before I leave the airport. And then when you need to go, you get to the hotel, you ask them to break some change there too. Then you have small change. But otherwise, I mean, they all take credit card and yeah.
What's an appropriate tip there? Because I mean, it's such a high-priced area.
Tip for what? For a tour guide?
For anything. Like,
it's they don't expect it as much as we're used to it in the United States, like taxi drivers and that sort of thing. But I tip pretty similar to how I would tip in the United States.
Okay. Good to know.
To each his own, but that's typically how I do it. Yeah.
And I mean, it's a very high-tech area. So it's not like you're going somewhere and they won't have a credit card machine. You know, the taxis have credit card options, correct?
Oh yeah, they have. When I'm over there, I feel like back home we're like in the Ice Age or Stone Age compared to them. I mean, they're ahead of the game on everything. I mean, in terms of like advanced technology and infrastructure and transportation and everything else. Yeah, I mean, they're up to date.
They are. You know, you mentioned that it's an hour to Abu Dhabi from Dubai, but they're working on transportation that'll be a 12-minute train ride. So that'll be really great when they get that done.
What do you think will happen first? That 12-minute train ride or the train from LA to Las Vegas? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, the 12-minute train ride for sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think no question.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dubai, you kind of go into all these different shopping areas. There's also a really nice boat ride to do. It's just right outside Souk Marinat. And then there's like the Dubai Mall that you don't want to miss over there.
Yeah.
There's a very large aquarium. It's fun for kids, but it's fun for adults too. I mean, you really see some, it's not just the animals, it's the design. It's just how they design all this. So even if you don't care about this stuff and you just like artwork, I mean, just to go in there for the artwork will impress you.
And they have penguin encounters there.
Yeah, they got all of that. Exactly. And they got just right outside the aquarium, they got in the evening like a light show. And then that's right outside that light show. That's where that main square is of the city. And then right outside that, like I was talking earlier, is the Burj Khalifa. And then I recommend people go there in the nighttime after seeing the light show. They go all the way to the top, and then you see the city all lit up at night. It's the prettiest way to see it because you're going to see the city in the daytime by the flight seeing tour. So when you go to the Burj Al Khalifa, do it in the nighttime so you see it from a different perspective.
And so the mall, when people hear, you know, the Dubai Mall, they're thinking, you know, a shopping mall. But no, that's not what this is. This is like humongous, amazing. It has indoor skiing. It has the aquarium. I mean, it's huge. That's not where the F1 track is, though, is it?
That is in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the other thing I was going to mention is timing. So you either don't want to go during Ramadan for sure, because there's a lot of regulation during Ramadan. And that's a different time every year. So we can't say it's this date. You have to look it up per year. But you either want to go during F1 or don't want to go during F1 because it'll be drawing a lot of people. Just like in Austin.
Yeah. I haven't been during that specific time, but yeah, it is a very packed time of the year to visit. And don't forget though, on the following day, there's the Burj Arab, that 7-star hotel. You know, that's obviously a huge draw. I didn't stay at that hotel, but the hotels where I've stayed at are just as nice as that one. It's Palm the Royal and Palm Atlantis. Those two hotels were the nicest, most prestigious, best hotels I've ever stayed at in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they were on a level I've never seen anywhere.
And I have sent people to less prestigious hotels like the Sofitel or I can't remember the other one, but the clients love it. I mean, it's way more than what they expect from that brand of hotel other places. So,
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to blow your budget and stay at one of these like super high end hotels, and it's yeah. You got options there, and don't worry, you're not gonna have to stay at Motel 6 or something. They got a lot of affordable 5-star hotels that we offer.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah. So, but it is important to do a tour of the Burj Al Arab, the 7-star hotel, because you're taken into the actual suites,
Mm,
these rooms that are costing over $20,000 a night. I mean, and they'll give you tours. They'll show you the different rooms and everything.
mm.
Um, so you see exactly what people are staying at, and you see the showers and everything. Um, so if you can't afford staying there, at least check it out to see what other people are spending their money on. Um, yeah, and on that same day, on that 5th day, if you're visiting during the right time of year, meaning November through April, there's also a miracle garden
Mm.
that I we take people to on our tour. It's a flower garden, and I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like even the Emirates airplane,
Mm.
we're talking about the airlines.
Yeah.
The airplane is completely decked out in flowers. Like they've turned the airplane into a big flower bed. It's insane. Uh, and they've got faces, they got everything. I mean, it's nice, nicest landscape I've seen anywhere.
Mm.
Um, and then there's this other place called the Global Village. That's really nice to go to in the evening, and you're going to see like recreations of different landmarks around the world. It's a spot that people like to go and hang out in the winter months over there. So yeah, those are kind of the most fun things to do.
That's cool. And they're very safety conscious there. The police force is very high tech, and the police force actually drives in Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and there's a Bugatti. Is it called a Bugatti? Do I have the right name?
You're pronouncing it. I love your pronunciation of it. Yeah.
I don't know how to say anything. But there are these amazing cars and the police driving them. I mean, that's just the level of what you're in there in that part of the world. And they've already made it to Mars. They think that they're going to have a colony in Mars. They're just so advanced. But- so is that the end of your trip, or there's more to it?
For Dubai specifically, that's it. It's a 6-day tour.
Mm,
But sometimes people, they want to have some extra days just to relax, and we do that. I mean, especially since you're based in Dubai the
mhm.
whole time and you're making these excursions, you'll have time just to relax. And especially if you're staying at a nice hotel, Atlantis the Royal and Atlantis the Palm, you're going to want to enjoy it because you're right there on that palm. You're like staying in one of the 5
Mm.
fingers. So yeah, you do want to give your son just to enjoy the beach and stuff like that. So yeah.
And there is like the camel ride with photos of you on the camel. That's kind of like the classic thing to do. Some clients are concerned about the animals and their treatment, but this I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if you know anything about the welfare of the animals there.
As far as camel riding,
Yeah, I know that there are camel rides like that you bet on. They put robots on instead of people. So that's how they try to take care of the camels for that. But when you're riding the camel and getting your picture taken, I really don't know if they're known for being good to their camels or not.
well, it is a more advanced country, so I mean they're pretty educated over there. So I mean, there are other countries that just will neglect them, but Dubai has a relatively good reputation.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody like that's the classic thing to go get your camel riding picture. I did it in Australia at Uluru, and I love camels. And I know it's hard though because I love them so much. I want them protected, but I also love them so much. I want interactions with them. So you just want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that is good for the animals.
Did you know that with camels, that their psychology, if you break their trust once, they never give you a second chance? Did you ever know that about camels? Like other animals,
Uh,
if you do something and like a dog or something. If you get angry and you spank them or something, kind of forget about it with time. Camels are one animal that is just, you cross them once, they never give you a second chance. That's just built in their nature.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
I
You
have
can
some
tell,
nicer.
they'll spit at you. Yeah. But I love them. They're so cute.
Just don't cross.
Don't cross them. Okay, let me take a little break just to say hello to everyone, and say what we're doing here. I'm Lainey Melnick. I own the Dream Vacations in Austin, Texas, in the Westlake Hills area with my daughter Alex Horn, who's behind the scenes. I'm here with CharlieTheTraveler. He is a global tour operator. He does tours all over the world. And the great thing about his tours is that you can go any day. So it's not like booking with other guided tours where you have to go on specific days, and then you can only do exactly what they want you to do. It's very regimented. With Charlie's tours, you can start any day. You can kind of change it up a little bit if you want something off of day 5, for instance. We can arrange it. We can customize. So if you'd like to win our cruise this quarter, my QR code up there will take you to my links. Just select the quarterly contest and subscribe to it. Like and subscribe everything, of course. Follow me everywhere. I've got 2 million viewers on my YouTube channel. And I just got an award from a national travel magazine for my travel channel. So please watch. And go ahead, Charlie. What's up?
Yeah, so we know when to make it private and shared, right? So I kind of just described the 6-day tour that we have. And there's times where you're going to want it to be with other people. Obviously when you're going on that marina boat ride, for example, or even when you're kind of doing the belly dancing cruise thing, you want to share that with others, right? And then there's parts that we do private. So when you're exploring in and around Dubai, it's not fun being with other travelers, because when you're inside these bazaars, these souks, these markets, you don't want 10 different travelers and one guy's kind of going this way and the other guy's got the selfie and everybody come over here. So we know when people are going to get annoyed. So we know when to make this private and we know when to make it shared with others. So it's important to have that kind of balance. So they have that optimal experience. And that's what we do with our tour.
Yeah, that's why it's so easy to customize it too. You're just, it's a more flexible type of tour. But you have the safety. A lot of people are concerned about safety if they just travel independently. So this is kind of the go-between. So you have safety of being with this tour group, but you're still really on your own sometimes and not tied to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is a fully guided tour. So you're picked up at the airport and every day you're shown the best places and you're doing the most fun activities, and we know exactly when to have you with other travelers and when to just have it your tour guide and you. So when you're inside all those markets, the souks and all this kind of stuff. So, and then basically at the end of the day, because we really show you the city a lot. So by the end of the day, it's, you get back to your hotel and you want to relax at that point. So yeah, you have some personal space, but we keep you busy during the day and make sure that you're guided.
And that is one thing too that Charlie, you do really well, is it's a great value. So you're getting the best value and packing it in with as many activities as you can handle. So you see all the highlights. You can do this area in 5 days, 3, even 4 days sometimes. But 5 or 6 days is great there. You can stay longer, you can see more, but it's not necessary to spend a lot of time in this area.
Some people are using the airlines to get elsewhere, and they'll just stop in Dubai for a couple of days, and they'll come to us as well. We work with that, but generally speaking, we recommend they spend a little bit more time than just 2 days. If you want to get the helicopter ride and the hot air balloon ride, and you want to get into the desert and do the dune bashing and all those activities there, and see that belly dancing show in there, and you want to go into the skyscraper, you're going to need more than a couple of days to cover that. But if you just want a little sneak peek, in and out. Yeah, we do that too.
Yeah, I do. I do have some layover kind of clients who just go there on their way to South Africa or other areas. But you want to give it enough time that you see everything. I would say minimum 3, maybe 4 days is what I'd recommend. But you can always go back.
I mean, it is far from Americans and Canadians, so it's like,
Yeah,
if you're stopping there, make it worth your while. I mean, see it
exactly.
for sure.
And what kind of cost are we talking about for your tour?
Let's see. For based on like two people sharing a room, in other words, like a husband and wife,
Mhm.
or two buddies or something. For a 6-day tour, it's 26.96 USD per person, and that includes 5-star hotels. That includes breakfast at the hotels. It includes a couple of dinners. It includes the tour guide and the private vehicle, and all the entry fees, and all the activities that I've been talking about on this show.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable. I mean, 2,600 a person is amazing for this kind of a tour. So that's what I love, the value of Charlie's tours, and he picks places that are the best places for this type of tour to be all over the world. So, and we've been talking about different places every week, although we've missed a couple weeks, but we've already talked about Greece. Where else did we talk about? Sicily? I
We
can't
talked.
remember.
Yeah, I'll go through the list right now. Something that you'd said about the pricing and how it's competitively priced. It kind of reminded me of something my friend told me last night. It was really a compliment. He said, you've traveled your whole life. I mean, I've now been traveling extensively in 95 countries. And if I just blew my budget every time, I would not have gone to half of those, right? And he told me, like, you really took your passion for what you do, traveling, and you don't want to miss anything. That's just my personality. I mean, if
Hmm.
it's an important activity, it's important. It's like I'm going there. I want to see it. I won't sit well with me if I miss something big. So how do you do that and on a budget, right? So I took this lifestyle that I lived for myself, and I turned it into a business. So that's how I'm able to, take like this prestigious 6-day tour and sell it for, $2,600.
Nothing.
You
So
kind of use it as a guinea pig,
do you see our
basically.
question?
Huh?
Do you see the question? Can you?
Uh, do I see a question?
Yeah, it's on the screen. It says, will prices change in 2025?
Oh, will the prices change?
Thank you for your question.
Mhm. uh, I don't. I don't know. As long as the hotels don't increase the price, we're good.
Mhm.
Um,
And
but
I've
that,
already booked a ton in 2025, and I mean, I don't think they can change much at this point.
mm, yeah. So as long as they're good there, like we don't change the price. But until now, we haven't changed the price in a year. So
I
it's been.
mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the economy at this point, but the air prices had shot up already so high in with the unknown of the election and what was going to happen. I don't think that we can go much higher than what it is already.
In terms of what just cost of traveling around the world.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I mean, Dubai is pretty stable. I mean, their currency's stable and stuff. There are other countries that have really shot up in price. Turkey was a country. I love it. I mean, it's a gorgeous
Hmm.
one. Turkey did shoot up a lot in cost,
Yeah.
transportation and things like that. So, but Dubai, not so much.
There was another one we were just recently working on that had a price increase. Was it Iceland? Did we have a problem there? I don't
Here at
remember.
home where I live, that's the biggest price increase. I mean,
Yes.
it's just everything. Um,
Charlie lives in California.
yeah, I, I really think that from everywhere I've been, the two most expensive places here in the U.S. But I mean, okay, so you got California, Miami, New York, and Switzerland. I think these are the most
Mm.
expensive places on earth. Everything aside from those four places, feel cheap.
French Polynesia was really expensive too. Every dinner was $500.
Well, what'd you have for dinner, Lainey? My God, why was this? Did you take
Nothing
something home
different.
too? Did you
Just
take something to go, or will you take champagne to go, or what did you
it was
do?
just the normal, just like oysters and champagne and salmon, not salmon, tuna.
I'm gonna buy you dinner in Vietnam, Lainey.
For
No,
$2.
jeez, now I know where to invite you to dinner. My gosh.
Yeah, I've been there already. We have to go somewhere I haven't been. So let me do a quick housekeeping again. So if you want to win the the Norwegian cruise, click up there on the QR code and go to our quarterly contest and enter to win. And if you want to win a $50 credit towards any Charlie the Traveler tour that you book through me, Lainey Melnick, and my dream vacations in Austin, Texas, just type hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday into your comment. And some comments we see that feed through to us, but some we're not going to see until we look at the platform. We're streaming on YouTube, TikTok. Oh, no, not TikTok. Sorry. They don't let us do it yet. Please follow me on TikTok so we can go live there. And then where else? Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So if you comment on any of our other platforms, Charlie and I are going to go through the comments. And when we see that hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday, you might get a little email from us saying that you've won the $50 gift certificate towards your next tour. So please do that. I'm Lainey Melnick, Dream Vacations, and this is Charlie the Traveler. And all of our tags are all over the place. So please tag us. You can message us on any of the platforms as well.
I got a question. Should I type it in here? I want to know what you had for dinner in French Polynesia. That's what...
It's just very expensive.
Very expensive.
Everything, yeah. If you have steak there, you get steak in Tahiti from New Zealand. Like that's why it's expensive.
I'll bring cup of noodle when I go over there. What can I say? Dubai, though, you've got good value. So food is very good there, and they've imported their chefs, especially from Lebanon. So I mean, they've got some of the best chefs in the world there. And because there's just such an abundance of restaurants and everything else, you will find very good food at good prices. So yeah, I mean, you can go to these prestigious restaurants and blow the budget there, but they also have just like simple places with food that's really good. So
and the shawarma, like street food, is great too.
Yeah, it's you feel, sometimes you go to places that are really expensive, and you feel that like, it's just, you feel like you're being not ripped off, but it's just like you're being milked. Dubai, you feel the value. I mean, you're getting value there. That's something that can't be taken away from them. Whatever you're buying, whatever, it's like, okay, this is costing this, but you know that the value is coming out of it. You're not spending top dollar and getting, chicken McNuggets or something. So,
right. So, what type of food can you expect there? I know that you can get shawarma and the like street food and Thai coffees or Thai teas. What kind of food is more popular?
Because they had, like you said, there's so many different ethnic groups that are there. You'll find everything. I mean, you'll find it. I mean, obviously, you're not going to find pork over there because it's a Muslim country. But other than that, I mean, you'll find pretty much anything that you want. The staple food is the Arabic dishes, of course. And I love that stuff. So I had no problem eating it every day.
Charlie, we got a question. Did you see it? Where they're asking about the price for two people.
Can you please confirm the price is for two people? It's for 5 days. Okay. Yeah, let me get my calculator here.
And was that including hotel or not?
Yes. You can also get our package without lodging.
Right.
Because, and I'll tell you in a second. So $26.96 times 2. So for two people, it's $53.92 USD. And then it's the credit card fee or bank transfer fee. If they do bank transfer, it's $30. If it's credit card.
And I'm sorry, for how many days?
That's the 6 days tour.
6 days.
Hmm.
And that's including your arrival and your departure days. It's
Yep.
a 6 total day. And
It's five
then
nights of
five
lodging,
nights.
5 nights of lodging at 5-star hotels with all the breakfast, the airport pickup, drop off, all the activities, that entire duration. Yeah. And then if they want to stay longer, the only thing they have to pay for at that point are the additional nights of lodging. We don't charge for anything else.
So some of my clients like me to book different resorts or different places. And if you have a desire to be at somewhere else, Charlie and I can work that out without any problem. So as he was saying, sometimes he does the tour without lodging, sometimes with. We can work out whatever you need.
Dubai, I'm not really that worried about it. With all the tours we operate, because we operate 30 around the world, when we send out quotes, we offer both with lodging and without. And the reason why we do that is because some of the countries, the lodging is expensive. Belize is an example of that. Costa Rica is another example of that.
Right.
And then sometimes people will just say, well, really, we want your tour because it's very action packed and nobody else is as comprehensive as you guys are. You guys cover the highlights better than anybody, but we don't really care about being in a nicer hotel. Just put us in some like 3-star hotel. We're going to be fine. The reason why the company I founded doesn't do that is like we know that the air conditioning is not going to work, or they're not going to clean the vents and the AC, and there's going to be this weird smell, and then we're going to end up
Right.
getting a mastery review for a hotel we've never recommended in the first place. So,
Right. And that's why when my clients want a different hotel, it's usually because they want the penthouse suite. They want something higher, not lower. Like we don't go lower.
and in our case, everybody wants like the first class experience for the tour itself.
Hmm.
And then sometimes people are just like, look, yeah, we want the nice hotels as well. Other people are just like, I don't care about the hotels. I care about the activities. So that's why we give both options. Usually
And
it's
you
an age
can,
thing, to be honest. The older
it's what?
ones are like, it's usually an age thing. So like our
Oh,
older customers who are like 50 and up, they're like, no, we want it with hotels. Don't ask us again. People who are under 50, they're like, you know what? Let's just wing it on the lodging. I don't care.
right. Yeah. And I don't recommend doing it with just, low end hotels or motels anywhere in the world. Like I would never go under a 4-star because other countries do not follow the same star system that we do. If you get a 4-star in many countries, it is not equal to what a 4-star is here. There, I would say it is, but I just don't feel comfortable with 3-star hotels myself.
Not even in our own country do I feel comfortable with.
Definitely.
Yeah, the air condition doesn't work. They bring in like a fan,
Hmm.
and like they got these little like, these little food display things next to your room. You know what I mean? Like no, this weird looking trucker dude that comes in the middle of the night. No, thank you. I don't think so.
And bed bugs.
Oh yeah, the ones who don't pay for the room, we do.
So speaking of bed bugs, what about insects there and like poisonous animals? I mean, I used to live in the desert in Tucson. We had scorpions and rattlesnakes. Like, what do we have to encounter in this area?
Yeah, unfortunately, we've never had any bad encounters with it. I mean, yeah, when you're on the desert, there's animals out there. Um, but until now, nothing that affects, especially when you're staying on the beaten path. So there's these 4x4s that are on the same route every single day and stuff. So the animals, they tend to get away from there because they already know what's going on tomorrow morning. So they pack up their stuff and go elsewhere.
We talked about the Philippines. I remembered another one.
But
So we have to decide what we're going to talk about next week. Well, oh, not next week. I'm sorry. I have a conference on the celebrity ascent. I have to go on a work conference with just a couple thousand of my closest friends. So I will not be available next Tuesday. But the following Tuesday, if I still have a voice, which sometimes I don't after these conferences, what should we talk about?
um, I can't remember the ones we did and we haven't done. Did we do Indonesia, Bali, and all that?
No, 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 we didn't. No, and I just booked a Bali trip for somebody, so that would be a good one.
Yeah.
And I just
Um,
sent somebody to Jakarta too. So yeah, I'd love to talk about Indonesia.
Cool. And you don't want to do that next week. You want to do that the week after.
2 weeks. Yeah. What date is that? Let's see. Um, next week. Whoops. Okay, it's not the 19th. It'll be, oh, that's the week of Thanksgiving, November 26th. Are you going to want to do it on November 26th, or are you going to go away?
Um, I'm supposed to be with my little girl, but I can do it for an hour. It's all good.
So tentatively, we'll say November 26th. We're saying Indonesia, but watch our socials, and if you don't see the event pop up, we're probably skipping to the next week. We don't do this every week. We try really hard, but Charlie and I are very busy, and we travel a lot, and so we'll be there as much as we can. Oh, we have another question. Weather-wise, we did mention this. When's the best time to go? Go ahead, Charlie. You want to take that one?
November through April. That's their winter season, and winter is already it's like 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius. So you don't want to. I mean, if you go in July, August, it's like an oven. Like they're just sticking inside an oven over there.
Yeah, it's very similar to the deserts here. Like in Tucson, we get up to 115 in the summer. So I think it's a very similar kind of climate. But yeah, you'd want to go. Even the shoulder season is October and April. Well, you include April in your main season, right? November to April. But October is still okay. It's just shoulder if you want a little better value. But yeah, stay away the rest of the time. And definitely don't go during Ramadan because there's a lot of restrictions and things are closed.
I think a great one to go is for New Year's. To get there around the 27th, 28th of December and stay until like the first week of January. That one's going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be for party animals like yourself. It'll be a good place to be.
So what do they do for New Year's there? That's special. That's different. Do you know?
Yeah, the streets are going to be full and just celebrations and everything else. I mean, it's going to be very much in your face with people ready to just have fun. So they have these sky bars. The sky bars are amazing over there. And I just remember how much it changed. I remember the first time I was there. It was so cheesy the first time. It was so horribly cheesy. There was none of this stuff. It was just kind of like these, how do you even, it was like these shows. They had these kind of shows and it was just like, are you like kidding me? This is like something you see like in a puppet theater type of thing. And then 17 years later, I mean, our sky bars in LA look like a joke compared to what they have. So all those sky bars, they're going to be all packed out, waiting for the fireworks to shoot off. New Year's as a good spot to be.
Yeah, there are quite a few amazing places, for New Year's Eve around the world. That is something I've gone to Iceland for it before. Amazing New Year's. Australia has amazing New Year's. Like, of course, we have them too here, New York. But I would much rather go to Dubai, I think, than New York.
You stay warmer.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll do one more housekeeping thing. I'm Lainey Melnick, owner of the Dream Vacations in Austin, Texas, Lainey Melnick and Associates, and my business partner, Alex Horn, is in the background here. And then I'm with CharlieTheTraveler, who is a fabulous tour conductor all over the world. And if you hit my QR code, you can subscribe and follow me everywhere. You can win a Norwegian cruise that we're giving away this quarter if you enter our quarterly contest. And if you put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday in any comment and any of our platforms we're streaming on, we're streaming all over the place: Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. What am I missing? I think that's it. Facebook. We will contact you by message and make sure you get your gift certificate for $50 towards any Charlie the Traveler tour that you book through Lainey or any of my associates. So please follow everything. I have 2 million viewers on YouTube, and I'd love to get more.
And I don't.
Charlie's got a great channel too, and you got. I have 2 million viewers, and I just got an award from a travel magazine. Travel. Who did I get it from? Was it Travel Weekly? I think I got it from Travel Weekly.
I don't think I ever told you this before. So my mentor, he was an advisor to Israeli Tourism Board. He's in his 80s now, a Jewish gentleman. And when I had first started this off, he had told me, what he told me to do is basically what you do. You're great with the PR, you're great on the social media, you go to all these events, and that's exactly what he told me to do. I didn't listen to him, so I do the stressful stuff where all I do is look for any potential errors to make everything perfect for the customers. So on their end, they have a great time, like watching a movie. They don't see what it is like on the back end. But I got into the very serious technical stuff to make sure nothing goes wrong. I wish I was like you, Lainey.
But that's why I'm here. That's why we're great partners. I do my thing, you do yours. It works great for everybody.
Yeah. Well, my mom still thinks I'm cool on social media, so that's what matters.
And she follows me, I think.
Does.
I think so. All right. Well, thanks so much, Charlie. It's been a great talk as always. And we'll see you in 2 weeks to talk about Indonesia.
3
weeks?
Yeah. Because I saw that I have a flight on that.
Oh, so we can't do the 26th?
Unless
so we'll do December 3rd. That's fine. Wait a second. I have something on December 3rd. Hold on. Oh no, that was I think that was last December 3rd. I don't know why that's showing up this year. So December 3rd, join us and we'll talk about Indonesia. Right?
I like it.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Lainey, you're great, Lainey. Thank you.